gentleman is my cousin. Alright, look at the contrast of the hills in front and with the formation right behind. It's the highest sand dune in the world. And sandboarding sport take place up there.
Really?
But to get there is quite hard. People go there. I mean, they start the journey from Nasca there at 5 in the morning, and it's 24 square kilometers along the road we came along. Get off and start climbing for 4 hours. Half of the sand dune is rock. The other half up is sand. So imagine one step upwards, half downwards, until you get to the top. From the top, the view of the valley is fantastic. And it happens that some, especially in winter, you're up and below are the clouds.
Yeah, okay.
It's quite funny. But so, and up top, there are 5 slopes. So people slide down with the boards. Sat down or lying on the belly or on the back or standing. The last slope is 1 kilometer.
Whoa.
It comes like that. So it's fantastic. So like these sand dunes are formed all along the coast, but not as high as this one. But we got plenty of them, because it is believed that the sea was over here millions of years ago. It is believed that this was the bottom of the sea. Why is that? Because fossils of giant mammals have been found on the coast, already fossilized. From Pisco to Camana, which is 300 kilometers down south. Turtles, giant turtles, whales up to 20 meters long. There is in fact a place called Sakako where there is a museum in the desert. And there is intact a whale, okay, all fossilized, okay. So that tells us that the sea, this was the bottom of the sea. That some climatic problem happened, earthquake, whatever, emerged the highlands, and the sea went back suddenly, leaving behind these animals who died, and they were covered up with sand, okay. And the soil is here very fertile. Throughout the time, the soil itself cleaned up, okay? It becomes less salty, okay? But very fertile. The only problem is lack of rain. So it is believed that when the Nascas arrived here, it was much better weather conditions. The rivers brought water the whole year round, and there was some rain, okay? As I explained you at the cemetery, these layers of soil that tell us that indeed the territory experienced some heavy rain, but the period of drought was much longer. Okay, so weather conditions started changing for the worse, less water. So the inhabitants, once the Kawachi ended up, they moved to the middle portion of the valley where there was no water on the surface, but they knew that it was water underneath. So they built up this network of hydraulic system, a network of underground canals, called aqueducts. So exists in the whole valley 39 of these hydraulic systems. Some of them cut up in 3 portions, an underground portion, an open trench canal, and finally the reservoir. In other areas it's just a cut, it's been made into the soil 7 meters deep, and they made canals, where the water flows to a main one, and finally to a reservoir where it's distributed through lower portion of the valley. As water comes from the highlands, rains there at 2,000 meters, rains a lot. 1,500 or 1,000 water infiltrates. In the rainy season, January, February, March, as the volume of water is big, infiltrates, but the rest follows in the riverbed towards the west, to the sea. But in off rainy season, the riverbed dries out. but the water that is infiltrated keeps on running underground. It is formed like a kind of giant waterproof bag, below surface, that does not allow water to go even deeper and disappear. It flows at a certain depth from the east towards the west, right? So both banks of the river are built, these aqueducts, and it seems that they provide enough water because people who mummify corpses use a big portion, a large, tremendous portion of cotton, and they must have grown, this type of plant. Now, you have seen plenty of cactus fields. You were wondering why this weather condition is good for this type of plant anyway. But when this type of cactus grow and it becomes adult, adult enough to give fruit, they start flowering. Okay, the agriculture knock it off. They flower. They don't let the plant give a fruit. But then the fruit becomes stronger, and it's full of nutrition. The leaves become very thick, and very healthy. So it's put on the leaf by means of little plastic with little holes inside beetles called cochinilla. And by means of a horn, it's fixed on the leaf, right? So these beetles, baby beetles, are alive. So they feel thirsty and hungry and they start crawling out of the plastic bag and stand on the leaf, right? You have seen also kind of white color, that is covered up the leaf. Because this type of beetle produces a lot of this type of white color powder to protect themselves from direct sunlight. So these beetles, they grow bigger, and when it's raw, you press it and release a very deep red color blood. This blood is used in cosmetic industries, and it's also used for dyeing clothes. Okay, my ancestors use it. Okay, I don't know whether it's time to take you this textile